Now, before you My Hero Academia and Deku fanboys start typing a 3-page long essay in the comments about how great Midoriya is and how much hardship he's gone through, stop and let me explain. I like Deku as a character. I find him to be very grounded and relatable. However, that doesn't mean he isn't a Mary Sue. Look at Kirito from Sword Art Online. Great character, but he's also a Mary Sue.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Some people have different opinions on what a Mary Sue is. Some say it's someone who doesn't have to work to obtain their power, which is closer to the perception or the connotation. And others say it's a character who has no flaws, which is a lot closer to the definition. But I think Deku matches both of those perfectly. The definition of a Mary Sue is this. A Mary Sue is a perfect character. Everything around Mary is used as a plot device to make Mary feel flawless. Mary Sue's existence will make the world and people defy logic to simply display Mary's radiance. Authors will typically give Mary a flaw that is actually a stale trait in disguise.
One to the three. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe.
Let's talk about the pilot episode. In summary, Deku was a quirkless, insecure boy who was bullied. He looked up to the symbol of peace, All Might, who he would encounter and discover his secret. After causing All Might to let a villain loose, Deku sees the villain, attempting to kill his bully, and Midoriya, without hesitation, rushes in to save him. Seeing this, All Might chooses Deku as his successor, passing on to him one for all. Through this episode, we could see that Deku is pure-hearted and is willing to help the very same person who would bully him every day. This is a perfect example of the first part of the definition. Everything is used to make Mary seem flawless. Some of you are probably thinking that he is quirkless, so wouldn't that be a flaw? And that's true. However, his perfection as a character is what convinced All Might to give Deku the second strongest quirk in the series, which also puts him in the category of Mary Sue, who didn't have to work to obtain his power. Hitoshi Shinso. Nobody in the entire festival could have gotten out of his mind control, but Deku was just so amazing that he connected to Pass 1 for all users and broke his finger. His fight was stupid as hell, straight up plot armor. Shinso should have gone on to possibly win the tournament if it wasn't for him. The thing you could say is that Deku crushed his dreams and his chance of becoming a hero, right? But that argument doesn't work because Hitoshi does get a second chance, and he gets a boost of motivation, which subsequently gives him a boost in power as well. This could have been an opportunity to take away my argument of Deku being perfect. He could have crushed somebody else's dream to perpetuate his, but instead, the author comes back and gives him a second chance, perpetuating Deku's perfection because when he did beat Shinso, it actually helped him out instead of hurting him, right? So it's still perpetuating Deku's perfection. Let's say hypothetically, Shinso builds up a lot of hate against Deku because his dream was taken away from him and he'd become corrupt. So he would see Deku fight Stain, right? And after that, he'd get the idea of, oh, if he does this again, he fights somebody without, the proper ability to do so because he's not fully a hero, he doesn't have his provisional license or whatever, then he could set up this plot to brainwash a regular person to start killing civilians in front of Midoriya when he's alone and there's no heroes around, setting him up to have his chance of becoming a hero taken away by getting kicked out of UA for continuing to break the rules and the laws. I think that would have been a lot better of a way to handle it than giving him a second chance and perpetuating Deku's perfection further. This could have led to Deku becoming more of a gritty character, having to become a vigilante if he wanted to continue to save people, right? Which I think would have been a lot better of a shift in tone than they had, because they just continued to go on with lighthearted themes, which isn't as much my cup of tea as something like a vigilante story would be. But I digress. Muscular versus Deku, aka bullshit. This was my reaction when Deku hit him with the 1,000,000%.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
I mean, come on. At least give me a reason for him giving 1,000,000%. I mean, at least in Fairy Tail you have friendship. Naruto, you have a demon that lived inside of him. In Dragon Ball Z, you had Cell kill Gohan's father. I mean, not even All Might hit the 1,000,000% against All for One. I mean, what happened to overcoming your failures? Right? I guarantee you can't name one instance in which Deku failed. To me, that's Deku's biggest flaw. Deku's main flaw is his recklessness. Less of a flaw and more of a trait that he has that he gets rewarded for having. It's what got him one for all. It's what got him through the sports festival. I don't think you could call it a flaw when it's never backfired on him. Some would say to that it has backfired by hurting his arms, and that's what made him develop shoot style and full cowling. And to that I would say it made him develop shoot style and full cowling.
Got him! Got him!